There is so much about the one after the Super Bowl part 2 that I absolutely love. This is a brilliant episode of Friends. This is actually the 13th episode of the second season, directed by Michael Lembeck, and it does follow pretty much exactly where the part 1 left off. There will be some spoilers in this discussion for things that happen in this episode, because there are a few things I want to go into a little bit of detail about, so there will be some spoilers. It picks up where it left off with Marcel. I have to say Marcel takes a bit of a back seat in this one. He's not really there that prominently, which, being somebody who doesn't really like Marcel, because I'm kind of scared of monkeys, I really wasn't that bothered about that. Although they go to a restaurant, including Ross, and I'll talk more about the restaurant scenes in a moment because it's brilliant, but the restaurant's called Marcel's. And I feel like that was a bit, I mean, they, as far as I could tell, they planned to go to that restaurant before Ross asked if you could tag along, but going to a restaurant called Marcel's seems a little insensitive. We do have some guest appearances in this. We have Julia Roberts, who plays Susie Moss, who was in Chandler's 4th grade class, and I'll talk more about her in a moment. We also have Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I have to say, Rachel didn't do a very nice thing, because Monica asks Jean-Claude Van Damme, or to ask Rachel to tell Jean-Claude Van Damme that she thinks he's cute. But what actually happens is Rachel ends up getting a date with him. And that's not a really nice thing to do. I mean, okay, sure, she had the opportunity for a date with a big star. Not many people would pass that up. But at the same time, she'd intentionally gone to tell him about Monica, so it was not a very good friend thing to do. But the fight scene, particularly the first fight, the marinara bag scene was brilliant, but the first fight between Monica and Rachel was beautifully choreographed, fantastically executed. Really thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought it was very well done. The second one was good too as well. Before I forget this point as well, Rachel wears a shirt, and then she gets changed later on in the same episode. I'm not entirely sure why, but she's wearing a shirt, and it's got something about the 3 of Hearts on it, which is film, and then the word sequel and coming to a, and then it never quite says theatre. But what, does anybody know what that is a reference to? I mean, is it just referencing the 3 of Hearts, but why would that print be on a shirt? What's the significance of this? If anybody knows, please feel free to let me know. I did a quick Google and didn't find anything, but it's the first time I've noticed that. And I found it to be quite fascinating. So if anybody can confirm what that shirt is in reference to, or indeed why she's wearing it, if there is a significance, please do let me know. She is certainly wearing a lot more clothes than Chandler, however, because of course Chandler, and as I said, these are big spoilers. I am going to discuss spoilers, but it's what Susie Moss does to Chandler in the toilet stall at the restaurant, which I just thought was so funny. And one of my favorite bits was Ross's facial expression when he comes into the bathroom and sees Joey looking into the cubicle, and also Joey whistling and Chandler responding. I thought that was brilliant. And ultimately, how Chandler leaves the restaurant is just fabulously funny, and the audience's reaction to that is so infectious that I laughed out loud. I mean, I do occasionally laugh out loud at Friends when I'm on my own anyway, but I think it's just absolutely brilliant, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. This is a brilliant episode. Phoebe doesn't have too much of a key role to play, although she does, have quite an important part with Monica and Rachel's fights. Really such a great episode, and I know I say that a lot about a lot of Friends episodes, but I do think it was just brilliantly performed, brilliantly acted, great guest stars, very funny, thoroughly entertaining, nothing about it that I would have done differently. Such a great episode.